Welcome. Good evening. Good evening, December 1st.
Yes.
Welcome
Crazy.
How about that? December 1st. It's
Wow.
I don't know where the year went.
No.
Maybe you
Fun.
guys got a clue. I certainly do
Wow.
not.
It's going fast.
I feel like I just put my Christmas tree away and it's back out
Yep. Exactly.
God.
It's crazy.
for sure. For
Yep.
sure. So welcome everybody. It's Wednesday night edition of This Fan's View. Mario, myself, John, Lauren, and Anthony will be joining us shortly. They're en route home from work. They don't have 8 to 5 jobs, so
No.
but they'll be joining us. So we can get things rolling. We got a lot to cover. The Philly sports has certainly given us plenty to talk about. But first and foremost, let's get everybody updated on our fantastic fantasy football contest and who won this week. And John's got all that. So take it away, John.
All right. We're in a week 12 and 12 weeks and 12 different winners, we're still on a streak here, which is nice to see. Everybody's in it. And this week's winner was Donald Riley. Congratulations to him with the score of 209.16, which there was a lot of bad scores this week all around with football. It was definitely low scoring. Not shouldn't really say bad, but it was just low scoring with a lot of teams, a lot of players this week. So congratulations to Donald. Too bad he wasn't able to pick the team for the viewers because he smoked the viewers team this week, just like Carl did. Carl got the win this week with a score of 157.22 to 148.94. So
Wow, that is low.
thanks to Carl and thanks to the Washington Redskins for shutting down DK Metcalf, because that was coming down on Monday night. That was the deciding factor there for the game there. So that was huge to bring the season total to 7-5 with the viewers lead. So we're sneaking back into this with 2/3 of the way through the season. We were six games left. We're 2 games back. So we're going to have to make a big push here for the host. We still have the lead for points, so that's nice to see, at least for us. So it's very good. We have most of the viewers are already in this week for all their league scores or this week's votes, so that's good to see. We just have a few more, which is normal. So we're good there. So.
All right.
We actually gained 2 more players, so now we're up to 77 players that have played this year. So it's nice to see that it keeps growing. So thanks to everybody. Carl's Cards gave the nice jersey here for Jason Kelsey as the winner for the overall prize. So it'll be nice to see. So.
I'm hearing rumblings that there could be a second place prize. I don't know where that came from. I don't know if there's an elf that slipped something in my my notes, or I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But guys might want to look for a second place prize.
Well, that's a good thing because John O'Brien, the viewer, is in the lead overall points right now.
Well, you unfortunately can't win. So you might handle the bragging rights, but that's
No, but yeah, it's all good. I know I'm not winning, so it's all good. But keep the votes, keep the lineups coming in because everybody's got a chance. It's tight. I'll probably get the 2/3 of the year scores up like I did for the first third to see where they're at. But with those 4 games that you get to cancel off your schedule, it makes things a lot closer than people think. So
Joe Stinger's asking, I guess, for the highest a prize for the highest score is I guess he's still sitting there, is he?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he for the 3 years he's got the highest score of the for one week. He closed his eyes and threw darts, and he got the right darts that week. So
sometimes it's better to be lucky.
But Joe's doing well this year. He's
he's doing a lot better than us. He sat on the beach today.
Yes, he did that too. We're a little jealous. He's trying to tease us, but we are friends.
Yeah, you thought wrong, John. Joe, you thought wrong.
No, if we're friends. If I'm not busting your chops, then
Right.
then you know that we're not friends. So no, it's all good. I enjoy it. Like I said, seeing everybody progress throughout the 3 years that we have done this. It's nice to see. For the people that haven't even known what fantasy football was and they just joined. To play along with us. To see how far people have come. It's nice to see. So.
All right, well let's dig in. Brian's been chafing at the bit, and his question of the night is: are we looking at a lockout in Major League Baseball?
Yeah.
What do you guys? I mean, I have my opinion, but maybe
Go for
you
it.
guys
Tell us what you think, Carl.
Well, with the news that came out earlier, a little while ago, that they came in and had a meeting today together with the players and the owners, and it lasted 7 minutes, and then they walked away from each other. I'm not sure if that's that's a good sign or not. So
it's all part of negotiations. We know that. You know what I mean? It's it's a give and take situation. There's a lot of money there that needs to be figured out. A lot of TV, radio revenue. A lot of big dollars. A lot of big dollars. Neither side can afford a lockout.
No, you're right.
That's the main thing. They may put a little dog and pony show on, but I think they'll get it figured out. Like I said, I just don't think they can afford it. They really can't.
So here's a question: what do you think would happen to baseball if there was a lockout? How bad would that be?
Well, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be good. Wouldn't be good at all because you had a lot of people that were angry the last time, and the time before that, and the time before that. It's negotiations. It's part of the big process. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they don't push this thing for another year. Kind of like signing a free agent to a 1-year deal,
Right.
just to get you back on the playing field, and because like I said, I don't think anybody can afford it. You know what I mean?
Well, do you think now that it's in December and it's the off season, do you think that it's not going to affect much right now? You know what I mean? It's not like you're taking games like if this was like in March or April,
right?
It would be a bigger deal. But like this is like you said, it's just negotiations going on right at the moment. So do you think that it's just part of business right now? And people aren't going to get too upset about it. Fans wise,
no, because it's not going to. Who's it going to affect? We're not going to any games.
Right.
These owners and agents are doing a lot of work. A lot of guys are signing contracts now. All that stops at midnight tonight.
Right.
Because all business is basically hands off at that point. But a lot of these deals, they could have handshake agreements in place already. Ryan's asking about a big free agent for the Phillies. I'm going to stick to my original guns. I think Chris Bryant is going to be a Philly. I just think it's a perfect match for for him to come here and play with his buddy. The agents already, Scott Boras has already had, some preliminary talks with Dombrowski and probably Middleton. And that's probably what they're saving all their money for, to be all in on Bryant. And I know, John, and you and I have discussed, couple, 2, 3 different players.
Right.
Wally Schwarber would be nice, but I don't know that you're bringing Schwarber here if you bring Chris Bryant here. I think
So it's one or the other.
Well, no, because I don't think they're on the same. They're not the same player.
Yeah, or pay scale.
Yeah, one's going to get a whole lot more money than the other. I think Schwarber would come here on a 1 or a 2 year deal. When you bring him in with somebody else, which might not be a bad situation, but I just think the Chris Bryant thing, it fills a lot of holes for us. First base, third base, center field, outfield. Gives you a lot of flexibility. So.
Yeah, I mean, the Schwarber thing. You have a little bit of problems because we need to fix our defense, and he's not going to be a guy that's going to fix your defense. And as Shawnee's asking here about Chris Taylor, it sounds like Chris Taylor is going to stay back with the Dodgers, and that may be finalized later on tonight. He'd be a nice fit because, again, with Chris Bryant, he could play a few different positions. That's what I thought while he re-signed there with the Dodgers.
So that's a done deal then.
I'm assuming I didn't see anything official, but
had I known it was Wally's birthday, I would have bought him a cake.
Exactly. Yep. Wally.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Happy birthday, Wally. Cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you now? Come on. You can type those 2 numbers.
At least it's not 3 numbers yet.
Yeah. Knebel signing. Yeah, it's a nice signing. It's a 1 year deal, but I
$10
don't
million.
know. Yeah. I mean, that seems a bit much for a guy who just coming off of Tommy John in 2019, didn't pitch a whole 57. All right.
7.
That's a good round number.
There you go.
Happy birthday, Wally.
Happy birthday, Wally.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you're saying about Knebel, it's just
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money
for a guy like that.
And he's been in the league since 2014, and he's only got 60 saves. So he's not your closer, or at least you wouldn't think so, because he had 39 of them in the All-Star year with the Brewers in 2017.
Yeah.
He pitched okay with the Dodgers this past year, but the Dodgers let him go. So they also need some pitching. So I don't know that I don't know how to like it with the if the Dodgers are letting them go, it's kind of like a why they let
Scary. A little scary.
Yeah. They also have a farm system that has a billion players in them that they can replace them probably with, but
yeah, they probably got a couple of young arms that they won't miss them.
Right, and not cost $10 million either.
The Phillies are trying to reload the back end of this very suspect bullpen.
Well, yeah.
Who's there now? I mean, who do you have that?
Right at the moment, your guy is Connor Brogdon. Because
got
no
Brogdon.
Because Archie Bradley's a free agent. Hector Neris he let go.
Right.
And Ian Kennedy, who was the closer at the end of the year, is a free agent as well. So, Connor's the guy right now. They're hanging their hopes up on Sir Anthony Dominguez coming back. They signed him earlier today.
That's a 1 year.
Well, yeah, $725,000 or whatever it was for the year. But coming back after surgery and arm trouble and hasn't pitched in 3 years now. It's not like unfortunately it's a typical Phillies move, and I don't like being a typical Phillies move with Dombrowski making that move.
It's an inexpensive investment to see what he can do.
Well, no, I understand that, but it's not moving the needle. you know, for if
No,
you want
no
to be
doubt.
the winner.
No doubt.
Yeah, we know what he can do.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's hopefully a healthy arm, and they're hoping that he can bring that arm back to life and be the guy that we thought he was 3 years ago.
Right.
Right.
But we don't know, and they don't know. So
Yeah.
you throw a what's league minimum these days? 5,
Pro-
6,
5 something.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably the 725 is probably is probably the league minimum with the with certain years of experience, I'm guessing. But
right.
I mean the guy I wanted just signed with the Angels, Iglesias, would sign back with the Angels as the closer. That would have been nice for the Phillies to get. I think like I said, that might be a bad move. Not going after him. I mean, obviously he re-signed with his team, but you threw out some money to him, and you could have possibly pulled him away from him. Especially given Knable $10 million, I'm sure that would have helped a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, they got 9 players that they let go that were contributing last year to the team.
Right.
And that's what you got to fill before you even get any better. So I mean, there's a lot of things you got to move in there. I mean, fortunately, there's still Castellanos is still available, and Trevor Story, Schwarber, Bryant, Correa. I mean, there's some big names. Marcus Stroman still available. Kelly Jansen. I don't know that I want Kelly Jansen though as a closer coming from the Dodgers again.
There they are.
But
here we go. Welcome.
Thank you.
So yeah, we'll to see.
We're talking baseball. We're talking the lockout. We're talking free agency. We're talking Wally's birthday. It's Wally's 57th birthday. So if you want to wish him a happy birthday, feel free. There
Happy
you go.
birthday, Wally.
Birthday.
Cheers. Cheers. Yeah.
So did the lockout
Midnight.
officially start today?
Midnight.
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 Tonight. Got it. And
Midnight.
that's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. I mean, there's zero chance in my mind that they're gonna get something done in the next couple hours, and kind of gives the owners a little bit of an upper hand. But we'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully they get it figured out in the next month or two, so it doesn't affect spring training.
Right.
Because that would be horrible. But the longer it goes, the casual fan who doesn't know very much doesn't look very good. So hopefully they figure it out quick.
I'm not sure what we missed before we came on, but will the Phillies actually do anything before midnight, or will they continue to just?
They got that.
Yeah, we signed a closer or a relief guy, Corey Knable.
Oh well, then I mean, say no more.
Yeah, you got the World Series tickets right now. Sign them for 1 year for $10 million. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's pretty hefty.
yeah. For a guy's got 60 saves in his career since he's been in the league since 2014.
Cool.
So,
Neat.
Sounds like a Phillies player.
yes. 39 saves in 1 year in 2017, and he was an All-Star. And
I thought he was going to say he was 39 years old.
no, he's 38. But
That would be even more of a Phillies move, though.
Mm-hmm.
But we got Sir Anthony Dominguez back though, so we're good.
Wow, then.
There you go.
We're golden.
Yep.
World Series, here we come.
I mean, it's interesting when you look at like what a lockout is. So this is it's not a strike. That's the players. Lockouts from the owners. So the players really can't use the workout facilities. I mean, there's a bunch of things that go into it if you look it up. So
Right. Oh yeah.
I'm just hoping that they can. Everything you read says they're far apart, but is that accurate or is that just what they say?
Well, plus it also affects all the employees too.
Right. Well, sure, yeah.
For the season, for the teams. So it's going to be a big question there.
Yeah, I think tomorrow morning, when the general news comes out, I might get a couple calls. Like I said, the casual fan doesn't really understand. how this would affect minor league baseball, how it really affects things. You know, in a perfect world, it'd be great if they could have figured something out a little bit before this. And
Right.
the other thing about baseball, we were talking about the other day, it's every 5 years. So these other sports, you know, NFL 20 years, whatever, you don't have to worry about it. Once you figure this out, in 5 years, it's another situation like this. So they need to figure out something where it's like, hey, let's figure this out for the next 20 years, like other sports, because it's, you know, it's just crazy. The whole thing's crazy.
I was just gonna say, do you think they would extend that, like make that like in a different?
Well, the
period.
problem is I feel like the other and not to, you know, speak bad about baseball, but I feel like the other leagues are a little bit more willing to work with each other. You know, you see the NBA and Adam Silver's like very close with Chris Paul, and they could text each other and they can go talk to each other about things and kind of figure it out. And that's sort of been the ideal players league. I mean, those guys, whether some of the older people don't like it, but I mean, it's that league is growing very much, and it's because the players feel like they have a say, whether it's political issues or whatever it is, and then they feel like they can be more creative. And baseball, I feel like there's a disconnect that the owners and the players just feel like they're so far apart.
So I'm hearing deja vu, because didn't we have the same conversation when we were talking about the whole COVID situation and how they were handling it?
Well, I mean, that's in general. And I talk with Lauren all the time, but I talk to the guys at work. If you watch like that Ken Burns baseball documentary, you know, even pieces of it, they're always behind everything.
Mhm.
They're always behind. They're always adjusting for. They're not proactive. They're reactive. And you would think as an organization that's old, that old, that they would have figured it out by now, but it doesn't necessarily seem that way.
No.
You wonder, with the owners, obviously it's a majority conversation, but you really truly wonder how many are for it, how many are against it. Is it the old owners, that are still hanging on for that last piece,
It's interesting because the casual fan usually blames the player. They make enough money. Well, they don't understand that someone pays them. So that person's making a lot of money. So, I don't know. And some of the things that the players actually have said that they're interested in figuring out is like, basically talking about teams that want to rebuild all the time. So, the Pirates of the world, the Orioles of the world, the teams that aren't spending money, but they don't want to add like a salary cap or something because they feel that'll affect them. Well, I don't know how you make those teams competitive without doing that and adding in a floor and all that stuff. So it all comes down to money, right? At the end of the day. So if you can figure out how both sides will be happy with the money they're going to make for 5 years, then you're okay. But I'm very hopeful that both sides understand that you can't drag this out into spring training, because then that's really not good for baseball. And if it, God forbid, it goes into the season, that's
Right.
especially when you're trying to rebuild from, the pandemic and try to get things,
Exactly.
back on track. And, in talking to again, the casual fan, the serious diehard fan, they're booking spring training plans already.
I would wait. I would wait a few weeks.
It's a situation where, like you said, everything comes to a complete halt. They're not going to be selling tickets. You know what I mean? So, I just wonder, the fors and the against, with these owners, if it's truly, a majority, or, they've got to convince some of these owners that, this is what we need to do.
But spring training tickets already went on sale.
They did.
Yeah, as far as I know.
No, I didn't know that, but hopefully you grab tickets for us.
I didn't even buy any tickets yet.
All right now.
So
Wally's ready to riot if there's no.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a big group of us that, that we live for spring training. And Lauren, you guys have been part of that a number of times, where we get together, I mean, it's not just St. Patrick's Day. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a party,
Oh yeah.
and
That's where they got engaged.
well,
Kinda.
yeah. There's, it's a situation you wish didn't have to happen. But again, it's part of negotiations. There's a lot of money there.
Oh yeah.
And I guess everybody's got to figure out who's getting what bigger slice.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Like we were talking before you guys got on there, Anthony. Like if as long as it doesn't go too far, because with the season not being going on right now and everything, it may not affect the casual fan. But like you said, if it gets to spring training and losing games in the regular season, that's when it'll get ugly.
Well, I mean, I'm concerned, if it goes any point of the season, even if it's just the month of April or just the month of May or whatever, you can't have it. I mean, just where the sport is right now, it's a horrendous look. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
and can we figure out a way to negotiate more than 5 years? I mean,
That's
5
big.
years, 5 years goes by quickly, and I mean, it feels like if the NFL can do 20 years, it feels like Major League Baseball, each side just doesn't trust each other. Like, okay, we'll give you 5 years, and then we're going to really get what we want after those 5 years, and then enough. Like, let's figure this out. Let's make it competitive. Let's get people paid, and let's move on.
And then, have you heard anything like from you're hearing if like once they do settle something, like it won't take long? So like if let's just say like it does take till like middle of January to get something figured out, that's not going to affect anything. They'll be able to go the next day.
Well, the longer it goes, the longer that it would affect the beginning of spring training. Now, I don't know what that date is.
Okay.
I don't know how long, I don't know if it's like, hey, if we're not done by January 20th, we're not going to be able to get everything there on time.
Oh, okay.
I don't think anyone's gone that far. It really feels like from the different reports you're reading and different things you're seeing, not many people know very much at all right now. They're all just speculating. So I'm not sure.
Right.
I read today that it seems like just they asked somebody in the league office and they said they're just as far apart as they were before. So, it seems like the same as we've been hearing.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sounded that way with the meetings. Again, we were talking earlier about 7 minutes, and they separated. They went and met for 7 minutes in the hotel, and then they all walked away from each other. So
Basically nothing happened.
If you're a sport like basketball, maybe you can endure something like that. You're already hot. Everyone wants to watch it. You got a sport that's, I don't know, 3 of the top 4 sports at this point. I mean, it's not number 1 anymore for a long time because of football, and it might be behind basketball. And hockey's, getting on ESPN and TNT and all this stuff. So, it's still a major sport, but it's not what it was. So let's figure this out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think we've got a ton of baseball fans, right here, in the conversation tonight, and I think everybody's got their fingers crossed that it's not going to be a long drawn out type of thing, because it doesn't. Let's face it. I mean, what are we going to do? Come on every week and talk about how far along are we with the lockout? And this is as bad as the Ben Simmons 76ers look.
Well, I guess the thing with that is just obviously to end it to go on other things, but I don't remember in the early to mid 90s when they went on a strike. Now, obviously there was no internet, you just get the nightly news sort of a thing. But I wonder how much reporting you get on this on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Is there going to be news that comes out all the time? I don't know how often it was reported on back in the day, and I don't know if anyone even remembers.
Right.
But there are so many reporters in locker rooms now that.
Oh, but I feel like other than this podcast, I don't even know that baseball's about to go into a lockout.
But you will know that tomorrow morning when you wake up.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Tomorrow morning, it'll be all over.
And it's very confusing because people don't know the difference between a lockout and a strike. They kind of use the word mutually like it's the same. And
It's not interchangeable.
No, and lockout's tough because the lockout is the owners. It's not the
Right.
players on strike. It's the owners saying what they want. And at a certain point, the players only have so much leverage. You either do what they say or you don't get a paycheck. So it's a very tough thing.
Yeah.
Well, I know in talking with a lot of people and, families and players that actually head down to Florida and Arizona for the warm weather in January to utilize the facilities and start working out early, how important that is,
Mhm.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, and a lot of those guys that are, some of those guys that are from the Dominican Republic, they use it as a winter place to play, and they might have to go back to whatever country that they're from. I mean, it's a big deal. I don't think people understand the ramifications of it.
right. Yeah, Wally's asking if any of us know the actual issues. And I guess, what does it come down to? Money? Who's getting what? What percentage?
Well, yeah, so some of the smaller things that probably could go through, you hear about the rule wise is the shift. The owners want a DH in the National League. Those are the more of the on-field sort of things. They're trying to figure out how to speed it up. Obviously, in the minor leagues, they're talking about, moving back the mounds. They've done moving back the mounds in the independent leagues, a foot, sometimes a little bit more than that. The idea is back in the day, Doc Gooden wasn't built like the pitchers that are built today that are ready to throw 98 miles an hour. So the problem you're having today is everyone's either striking out or they're getting a home run. A home run's fun when guys get on base and you get a couple hits. But if you watch a whole game and there's 3 solo home runs and the rest of the people are striking out, it's pretty darn boring. And that's coming from a baseball fan. So they're going to want to say, hey, we want to move the mound back. Hey, maybe we want to deaden the ball a little bit because there's too many home runs. And from a player's point of view, they're going to say absolutely not. So those are some of the things that they want to figure out. Now, from the players, they want more money. They want to get paid younger. So normally what happens is you get paid as you perform and you do older. But as if you're a player that's didn't get paid a lot, like Andrew Knapp type, right? And then you go and you can't get a big contract towards the end. I'm using him as an example. He's not the best player to use, but you know what I mean? You want to get paid earlier because you're going to decrease how good you are as you get old. So they want that. They want to
Do you
have.
know if steroids happen to be on the table? Because Jack is in favor of those.
Yeah, man. So that helped after the last strike. So maybe that can help with whatever it takes. But yeah, I don't know. The players also have talked about they want a little bit more competitive balance, which I find funny. One of the things they keep saying are these teams that are rebuilding, in quotes, and in parentheses that says tanking, which is essentially teams like the Pirates and the Royals and the even Tampa Bay, once they win a championship and they get rid of all the players.
Right.
So I don't know how you do that though, from the owner's perspective, without some type of salary cap, salary floor.
Yeah, the floors. Yeah, exactly. That's what they need.
But you got to have the problem is they go simultaneously because people say a floor. If the Pirates floor is $75 million, all the Dodgers are going to do is spend $500 million.
Right. You can't have one without.
You got to have I'm making it up. Let's say it's $350 million and $100 something, so it's a little bit more competitive.
Right.
We were talking in the office the other day. Football, right? So you see the Giants and you see the Eagles, and you feel like there's still a chance. Whatever team you root for has a chance to make the playoffs. If you're in baseball, you have no chance if you're some of those teams. So how is that good for the sport? It's not. It's good when your team has a couple wins and they still feel like they have a chance.
Well, true.
So
Right.
I don't know how they figure it out. It's not going to be easy, but they're going to have to start to figure it out.
Yeah. That's for sure.
So,
It seems like, go ahead.
no, it's good. It's all yours.
I was just going to make a comment. You brought up speeding up the game. Everything they've tried so far has not worked
Mhm.
because they found a way to slow it back down again.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But a reason some of the game used to be faster before is some of the small things that they used to do, the small ball. We talk about bunting and stealing and all that stuff.
Right.
The problem with that is some people have tried. You can do a little bunt, you can do a steal, but if not everyone on that team is bought in, then the next 3 guys strike out because you're shooting for the fences. So it's tough because they want to have, instead of paying Max Scherzer, which I know he got a big check, the future is giving all these guys, that throw 90 miles an hour. One guy throws his arm out, you put another guy in. That takes up time. If you're changing pitchers every 2 innings, that takes up time.
And that's where the three batter rule came in.
Yeah.
They're also wasting time in between pitches.
Yes. And there's something to say for the pitchers because they have a routine. The guys have a routine that are hitting. I mean, you can't just say, hey, let's make it quicker. It used to be quick because people were stealing, bunting, outs came a little bit quicker. Not everyone was waiting for the perfect pitch to get a home run.
Then they went to a pitch clock. That
didn't do any good.
That's one of the things that they're going to bring up. Actually enforcing it at the major league level. For us, it worked to an extent. If you have umpires that were really using it properly, it could shave off a little bit. Not enough to be much of a notice. But why can football start at 7:00 and baseball's got to start at 8 p.m.? How are kids supposed to watch the World Series? I mean, there's a million different things.
I agree with Sean. Leave the game alone.
Exactly.
The problem with the game, and I'll get off this, I promise. But the problem with the game is that you can't just leave it currently alone. As much as a purist and I want to leave it alone, the way that it's playing right now, and you see it, it's home runs and strikeouts, and something needs to be fixed. The guys can't catch up to a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. That's why they want to move the mound back, so it's a chance to get a base hit. Not make the strike zone small. Whatever they need to do, they just want to have more hits. The more guys that get on base, the more fun it is. When it's strikeouts and home runs, it's not fun.
Okay.
But isn't some of that strategy? Go ahead, Lauren. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just going to say, I think the thing that maybe that Sean is alluding to that I'm also is the idea of speeding it up. Just leave the game as it is. If you want to move the mound back because more guys you want on base, fine. Okay. I guess I'm okay with that. But the idea of speeding the game up just feels like something you're never going to accomplish.
And I think that's tough phrasing to say because at the end of the day, you want the game to go a little faster so people don't get bored.
Why?
Because some of these games, because the current right now, if it's a 4-hour game and they're taking out pitchers 110 times, it's boring. So
you guys are hitting on a lot of great topics, and there's managers that are always thinking the next move. They're already 2-3 moves ahead of what baseball wants them to do. The Gabe Kaplers of the world. You know what I mean? These young managers. The guy Cash down in Tampa. They're reinventing baseball and the way it's being played. Am I wrong? I mean,
No.
they're doing some different things, and they're doing them successfully.
yeah, no, you're right. I think when you say speed up the game, I think people automatically think like you're trying to rush it along. And all I mean is what they're trying to do is if you make it like it used to be, where guys got hits, guys got on base, guys did some of those things. Now,
there's not a lot of sitting around time.
Right. So when you say speed it up, I think by doing those natural things that have always happened before the last couple of years, it will naturally speed up. But I don't know how you do that when a guy's arm's humongous and they're throwing 98 miles an hour and it's the same distance that little Sandy Koufax used to throw. You know what I mean? It's not fair.
Right.
Just look at this year's playoffs, and the World Series.
Unwatchable.
I mean, they were 4-hour games for crying out loud.
Yeah.
4-hour games and half the time unwatchable. And this is coming from someone who really likes baseball.
And I hear you.
They're just, it was not fun. You tell me, would you rather watch that or a playoff hockey game? Would you rather watch a playoff basketball or football? I mean, come on. I mean, that was tough to watch.
No, I'm sitting here because I'm speechless. I really, I'm taking it all in. There's, the game has gotten old and the game has gotten stale. And I think we all can agree on that. And I think, Jack is trying to make light of it with aluminum bats and steroids. Just trying to bring some excitement back in the game. You know what I mean? It's just,
You have a nomination for MLB
There you
commissioner.
go.
Take it.
I vote for that.
New job.
it's
Be fired 2 days in.
there's a lot of commotion. There's a lot. Whoa!
Whoa, yep.
Somebody break it in.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Do I hear a ho ho ho?
Well, maybe.
How did you? Well, you just he stole our signal, folks.
Yep. He's got connection somewhere.
There he is.
Oh, hello, everyone.
I had no idea what was happening.
We keep it real here on this fan's view.
I see that.
This fan's view has been invaded by the North Pole.
Well, I was flying over and I was getting such a good signal that I figured I'd just pop in.
There you go.
Well, to be honest with you, the show was getting a little boring, so you brought some color to it for sure.
Oh, were we talking about the Phillies again?
We are.
Yeah, the
How'd
Phillies
you know?
and baseball. How are
Well,
you? Santa?
I am wonderful. This is my time of year. And, I'm going to be visiting very soon.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Can you maybe spread some cheer?
Well, sure. I mean, I can't spread too much cheer when it comes to the Philadelphia teams. I try every year. Boy, you guys are getting tougher and tougher.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So what's the big toy this year? Do you have any idea where all the
boy.
letters and
Oh,
kids? What's going on?
Well, the big thing this year is everybody wants the PS5. So PS1 through 4 are readily available. 5 is on a super nice list, double secret probation special.
Well, there you go.
So
I'm out.
But like I tell the children, it's not about the gifts. And even though, I don't want anyone to be disappointed, sometimes you may not see the gift that you really asked for, but there'll always be something nice under the tree for you. And it's always given you with love. And that's the most important part.
All right. Well, we got a request to get rid of all this COVID stuff and Ben Simmons too in the same conversation.
Oh, talk about, I don't even have enough coal for that young man. I got to give him a promissory note that he's getting so much coal.
Oh boy.
Not good.
Wow.
Not good.
Talk about being on the naughty list. Damn.
Oh, the last time I had someone getting that much coal, they were called the Dallas Cowboys.
I think you still owe them some coal, don't you?
Actually, no, I stopped giving them coal because Jerry Jones started selling it and buying more players.
All right.
So now I just give him old leaves. I'm sure he'll figure out something to do with them too.
So I guess you're extremely busy this time of year.
I am. I was just in New Jersey, actually watching a youth hockey, and I visited all the young players, the little 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds, and they gave me a custom Santa Claus stick that looks like a giant candy cane.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
So
Were there any players that can score goals you can add to the Flyers?
Oh, trust me, they unfortunately wanted to score a couple goals on Santa, and they did.
Oh, geez.
It's not like playing the Elves because I take up the whole net, so I'm the greatest goalie in North Pole history.
Very
There
cool.
you go.
Very
I've
cool.
yet to be scored on in 100 years.
Very nice.
So I understand you're going to be with us for the next couple of weeks as well.
I am. I'm very excited. I'm going to be on this Fan's View with Flyers great Mr. Dave Schultz. Hopefully, he doesn't get angry at Santa, because
He's
I heard
definitely gonna.
I heard he's a scrapper, but I've played for the North Pole Knicks for over 100 years, so I can handle myself, especially when I'm taking on polar bears. I don't know if he's ever played a polar bear. So, but I am very excited for the next 2 weeks. I enjoyed so much my visit last year, and I just can't wait to come down and just hang out with my friends, talk a little sports, talk a little Christmas.
There you
We
go.
enjoyed it so much we
All
doubled
right.
it up this year.
There you go.
Hey, you are the official sports podcast of the North Pole, and
Well, there
whoever
you
doesn't
go.
know
Right.
that needs to come talk to me.
There you
because
go.
I only talk sports with real fans. I'll tell you that.
There you go.
So you'll be at Dagwoods next week with us with Dave the Hammer Schultz. And then
Yes.
you'll be joining us again the following Wednesday at Hanrahan's Irish Pub in, I believe that's Drexel Hill. Am I
Drexel Hill.
correct? Drexel
Yeah,
Hill,
Drexel
right?
Hill, yes.
Yes, Drexel
Um,
Hill.
Yep.
I've got a special announcement, and I'd like it to make it in the presence of Santa that we just inked a new deal with Hanrahan's for the year 2022. So we will be there. We will be there every month at Hanrahan's in good old Delco. So we're really looking forward to that.
Yes.
Very nice.
So
And let me tell you, if you haven't been to one of these live shows, you're missing out. You're missing out on a lot of fun, a lot of wonderful sports talks, and it's more of coming out and hanging out with friends. It's not a show. It's just so much fun. I am looking so forward to it, and I look forward to being there. It's my favorite part of the holidays.
yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir. Well, we're looking forward to having you. We take Christmas very serious. Maybe just not quite as serious as you, but we'll let you take over for the next couple of weeks. How about that?
That is wonderful, and of course, never forget, where is my favorite place to be on Christmas Eve?
There you go. How about it? Where is it?
Carl's Cards and Collectibles. When I run out of presents, I see Carl.
There you go. Very good.
Thank you, Santa. Hey,
Hey,
thanks for jumping on board with us tonight. We certainly appreciate it. And
sorry. Oh, it was a
What?
low-flying airplane. My fault.
oh,
Oh boy.
please
Careful.
be safe. Be
Can
safe.
you
Be
see
careful.
I'm flying here, fella? Boy, anytime you fly over Albuquerque, New Mexico, this happens.
Please be safe. We need you the next couple of weeks.
Right.
Don't worry, Comet's taking care of it.
All right.
Very cool.
All right.
When you're in your travels, could you have our good friend Frank put his lineups in for fantasy football? He's been a little bit busy.
Yeah, you're still harassing that poor young man.
I try. You
I'm
got.
gonna put you. Yeah. We'll see what list you get on, fella.
Well, Frank was doing well there for a while, and then we lost connections.
Well, he is my contact for the United States, so you got to forgive him if he gets a little busy there.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. And remember what happened? Remember what happened to the last fella that gave him a hard time?
It's all good, Santa. We appreciate it.
All right, my friends. Well, you all have a wonderful night, and I will see you all next week. Bye
Sounds
now.
good.
Take care. Be safe.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was
All
good.
right.
How about that, huh?
Big surprise with the big
How about that?
announcement.
Little impromptu visit from the jolly old fat guy.
Oh yeah.
I could say that after he leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we got a couple of really cool shows lined up. I know our last Christmas show, Santa came in on a fire truck when we were at PJ Willahan's.
Yep.
We had 2016 national champ Chris Jenkins from Villanova there. We had we had a packed house. It was a fun night. So we're looking forward to getting back to that at Dagwoods and Hanrahan's as well. And like I said, we're pretty excited to be back there for next year. Wally, we know you like fire trucks. We know you like fire trucks. You like everything, Wally. You like clear water. You like to drink. We got you, Wally.
Make sure you bring your kids out. We can get pictures with Santa. You can save the mall line. You're the best Santa in town, and
yeah. And you know what the best thing is? There's no charge. You don't have to pay.
Exactly.
There you go.
Don't have to pay.
Exactly.
So come out, have fun with the crew from This Fan's View. Talk a little sports.
Get some good food, drinks. You're good to go.
Yeah. So we're pretty excited about it. Hopefully, baseball will get itself resolved. Moving quickly on to, I guess there's some other Philly sports teams in this town that aren't doing so well either. So everybody's. I see Joe just put up the Rangers 1, the Flyers nothing. So that's they need scoring bad, Joe. What can I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
They just can't score any goals. They got off to a fast start, but all of a sudden they just can't. They just can't score goals. So their general manager is blaming it on injuries right now, and that could be part of it. You've got the whole COVID thing. You've got injuries. Hockey players always seem to want to come back way too soon before injuries
Right.
totally heal. They have surgery and, they're right back out there in 2 days. And, that's not always the right move. But
Right.
shout out to the Philadelphia Union. I guess they're playing for the championship. Who is it? New England? Is that the team? I believe it is.
They're playing Sunday afternoon. I'm not sure if it is New England. It may be.
Shout out to the Union.
Yeah, absolutely.
That Blake guy, maybe he can come play goalie for the Flyers. I mean, he seems to seems to stop
New York.
everything. So
Playing New York.
Is that who it is? New York,
According to Ryan.
according to
Yeah,
Ryan.
New York.
New York. Okay.
3 o'clock.
Okay.
But it's I don't think it's for the championship, right?
It's not. It's part of the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah,
Is
it's
this
a championship
Yeah.
for their division.
Is this
Right.
a
To get 'em to the Super
semi-final
Bowl.
game? Is that what this is? Come on, educate me. Soccer's not my specialty.
I don't know that anyone in this chat can educate you on that.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
I
Come
don't.
on,
basically-
Mario. I know you're a big Union fan.
Yeah, I'm a big
It's like the
Union fan.
NFC Championship game. It's going
Right.
to get them into the championship game.
There you
Thank
go,
you,
John Bell, semifinals.
Semifinals. There we
Yep.
go.
Well, like one of the small things Lauren and I were talking about the other day. So the game ended. They said the score was 1-1,
But the Union won.
but the Union won because it was a shootout and they won 2-0.
So then
And
say that.
and-
Then make it 2-1 so normal people can understand what's happening here.
Well,
In
they
hockey,
won 2-0
in hockey, they would
in
do
the
that,
shootout.
right? It's confusing.
It is.
Well-
It's confusing.
I think they won 2-0.
I guess.
in
It's
the,
just like, a 1-1 tie in hockey, and then they go to overtime and you lose in the overtime. So you get a point for
Right, but it doesn't say 1-1 and then under
Right.
it there's an asterisk that says so and so won in overtime. It says 2-1. So when you look at the score, you clearly know who won.
well.
Very confusing. I
Well,
can't get into it.
All right, so we need a homework assignment, and we all need to brush up on the Union and what the proper
Doop.
doop doop. I like that. I got that down.
Yeah, we know, Shawnee. Somebody was yelling at you for jumping on the bandwagon there because she didn't get to watch TV.
Yeah, see, you might get a parade sooner than you thought. You might get a parade very shortly here.
There
Exactly.
you go.
That is true. Also with Jack, I don't know when the game ends. You think it's going to end, and then all of a sudden the ref just decides to add more time to it.
That's penalty time.
It's because it's a running clock. So if somebody's hurt, the
Right.
clock continues.
So
to
they
run.
don't they don't do timeouts.
But how
The
do I
clock
know
just
what
continues
the
to
time's
run.
doing?
But in no other sport does it work that way. Set a time and stick
I
to it.
know,
It's a
I
European
know,
thing.
but it's up to the ref to decide how much time to add at the end of each half.
Make the field
And then
half as big and the goals twice as big, and I'll watch.
So now you want to be the commissioner of
Soccer.
Soccer, yeah, I love that.
soccer as well, huh?
Yeah, I do a great job at that.
There you go.
You know, I absolutely love when the officials hold up the yellow card and then another yellow card and the guy goes ballistic and, you know, he just realizes he's been thrown out of the game.
Right.
Now, a red card will throw you out of the game.
Oh, a red card. See, like I
Yellow
said,
card, yellow card's a warning. Red card
Okay.
gets thrown out of the game.
and 2 yellow cards.
Eagle or red.
Definitely equal a red.
Yeah, I think
I don't
two might equal a red. I'll have to check that out.
Sean would like to speed up that game.
Sure, the field's too big. That's why.
The field is very big.
It is. I don't know how they run up and down that. That's all they do is they run up and down that field. All
They
night
only
for
do
90
a
minutes.
part. They only do part. Like the defense only goes halfway. They don't.
All right, Brian Brown is upset with us because there's no Eagles talk. Brian, let me just let you in. They lost on Sunday. They should have never lost that game. How
Right.
about that? They should have
Yeah.
never lost that game to the Giants. I'm still
I
angry.
wore this anyway, even though
Yeah.
they sucked on Sunday.
Yeah,
They're
they
just
should have never lost that football game.
they're just inconsistent. You had 40 points the week before, and then you lose to the Giants. I mean, you're
The
not
Giants.
you're not consistent. You're not consistent. You could have won a million times that game. You're just not.
Oh my
consistent.
God.
Just be careful for this week too.
Who's worse, Jalen Hurts or Jalen Rieger?
Right.
Anybody named Jalen?
Apparently.
I mean, obviously Jalen Hurts had a bad game, but
But so did Rager.
well, no, but it was there. It could have all been washed away with one catch by Rager. There
At the end of the game.
All he's got to do is hold on to that ball.
You know, the ball. You know,
Well, his eyes were shut.
his
How's he
hand.
going to do that?
right. Well, you start by opening the eyes. That's definitely a big key.
I
You
just,
know,
it's interesting because I felt like for the whole time they've been like a 500 team, and then they had a couple wins and everyone thought they're going to the playoffs, and I'm like,
It wasn't that everybody thought they were going to the playoffs. It just seemed like maybe they finally turned the corner. They were playing as like a cohesive unit. That's all it was. We didn't think we were going down Broad Street. Pump the brakes.
I
We
never
just
said that.
merely
I
thought
didn't say that. I said they
that
are.
they had turned the corner and that they were making it. And the Cowboys were doing what the Cowboys do, which is shit the bed right towards the end. And so we were going to make a run at it. And then
You're
Sunday
playing
happened.
bad teams.
Jalen Hart just let in another goal. So another guy named Jalen. So, Jack don't bring much to the table, but when he brings it, it's A+ material.
You know, but yeah, I'm a little bit afraid for this week.
No.
Did you just say I'm a little bit afraider?
Afraid of this week.
I think you said a freighter.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
dear.
do I. So
Wow.
do I. He
I
just
could
created a new
have
English word.
stuttered.
What?
I may have stuttered, but I think I'm afraid for this week.
No, see, I feel like after Sunday and all the scrutiny they've been put through, I think that was by far Jalen Hurts' worst game since he's been the starting
year's
quarterback
Cowboys
for the
game.
Eagles.
Last year's Cowboys game,
Wow.
the end of the season was pretty bad too.
Okay, let me rephrase that, John, because you always
For
have
this year?
something to say. Always. When they've been in contention for anything that's of a relevant game, this was probably his worst performance.
Oh yeah,
I do personally think that he will take all of that frustration into Sunday's game, and I do not think they are going to lose to the Jets.
well that and that was probably his first cold game he's played in his career. Coming from Texas, Oklahoma, and Alabama, he hasn't played in the cold, and not that it's been a cold, super cold game. It could be a lot worse. The weather could have been a factor as well, which we're going to have to watch out with him as well going forward.
I think he just tried to force it too much, and he needed to use his legs a little bit more like he did the weeks before. That's all.
Well, the defense wouldn't allow him. This was the first time. I don't know if it's the first time, but it was a time that the Giants put a concerted effort into saying, you're going to beat me with your arm tonight. And he wasn't able to do it. They took the run away a little bit. Yes, they ran for 208 yards rushing, in the game, but they kind of constricted him a little bit to make him throw the ball a little bit more. They took Smith away from him and took Goddard away from him. And then we weren't able to perform, but I don't know. I think with the Jets, I mean, if Joe Flacco's playing, it could be an ugly game because they do have weapons. They just have bad quarterbacks right now.
The Jets have weapons.
Well, they have. You got to watch out for this Elijah Moore. You're gonna hear
Moore, huh?
You're gonna hear his name a lot this week.
Well, it's not going to be a very warm day on Sunday, so.
No, exactly, and that's just one thing you got to worry. Just for any quarterback, you got to watch. Playing in the cold weather, it's a different animal. He's sitting on the sidelines and after a timeout, he's got his jacket on. I mean, you just were running around. You shouldn't be cold, with that. So, and plus he got nicked up a little bit with his ankle. So, we just things that you got to watch.
All right, Johnny, we're going to cut you off. We are going to recap the show for those that joined us late because we started talking about the baseball lockout and where baseball is heading. The Phillies have seriously spent little or no money in free agency compared to the rest of the division.
Right.
The Flyers are in they're down 2-0 tonight, and they're in bad shape. We didn't even touch on the Sixers too much because hopefully they're going to get healthy and start winning some games. We just talked Eagles. We talked Union. Good luck to the Union. Good luck to the Dupes of Philadelphia. What else do we got going? It's Wally's birthday. Happy 57th birthday, Wally.
Yes.
He left. He likes Santa. Santa jumped in, which was a complete surprise to all of us. He'll be joining us for next couple of weeks, and he'll also be at the store on Christmas Eve. For those of you folks that have little ones, come out to the store on the 24th. We always have a fun time on the 24th. The leg's getting better, Ryan. I start physical therapy tomorrow. Thanks for asking. Thank you for your Christmas card. It was number one in the sleigh this year, so I appreciate that. Always cool to be number one, especially in my world. I will close it with great show to all you guys. Thanks for joining. John, you want to close it out? You got a closing comment?
Just if you like to let us know. We tried a new little feature there on the show with the comments. So hit us up and let us know how you like that. If that was good for you guys, so we can continue doing that when we do our shows here.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, it's a new little feature that's what we have here on StreamYard.
So fancy now.
It is.
John's got another gadget to play with.
Nice.
Exactly. It just keeps it a little bit more interactive with the viewers. So let me see how you guys feel about that, and hopefully we can make the show even a little bit better that way.
I only think that's available if you're watching on a laptop. I don't think that's available feature when you're on your phone.
I don't have anything.
I hear the commentator in the background that she didn't say it.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. So not that that's a big deal, but I'm just throwing that out there.
Maybe. I don't know. I saw the comment when we were watching it last time, but we'll see.
But I think it's only on a laptop.
All right.
Guys,
Well,
Lauren, Anthony, you guys want to close it out?
Wow, do we want to close it out? This Saturday, I will be taking pet photos with Santa at our Lancaster and our Reading shelters. So if you have a pet that's interested in meeting Santa, we'll be doing that from 12 to 4 at both our shelters in Lancaster and in Reading. I will personally be at the Lancaster shelter, so that's obviously the one you should come to. And yeah, that'll be a lot of fun, and looking forward to it.
I got nothing. Nothing.
No, Kamish.
I don't know who invited him.
Kamish. I look to you.
You could be the commissioner of this man's view if you'd like.
Kamish.
Oh, there you go.
I've given you a chair, and this is what you bring.
We got nothing. I mean, let's hope we wake up and this lockout's over. Let's hope for that. Overnight.
Wow.
A
There
miracle.
you go.
Put a pillow over his head, Lauren.
Christmas. It's a Christmas miracle.
You got
Christmas
it.
miracle is what we need.
Mario, what do you got? You're sporting the Eagles Christmas hat. You're already in the mood.
I am.
Really nice.
Figured
That
I
should
had
go
the
well.
white
That
beard.
should go well down there in Buck territory.
Believe it or not, I see a lot of Eagles fans down here.
Okay.
Tons. So feel like I'm home.
All right. Very
But-
cool.
Yep.
And you'll be heading home for the holidays later on in the month, I understand.
I will. I
Okay.
will be flying home on the 17th.
All right.
So looking forward to it. And we will all have to get together at some point.
Absolutely.
Sounds
Absolutely.
Supposed to see because I don't see anything.
No.
Mom,
Yeah.
we can all hear you.
Yeah.
Because they're all saying they can see it. I can't see it.
Yeah.
All right, Mom, we heard you. You can't say it.
All right.
Everybody, have a great week. Great show. We'll see you all next week at Dagwoods. Come on out and hang out with us.
Yes.
Take care.
Yeah.